Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday Coffee with Jexo, where we scan through last week's news and updates from across the Atlassian universe. I'm Biro.
And I'm Nikki. Good morning. We are the founders of Jexo, a fast-growing marketplace partner building delightful project and product management apps for Jira Cloud. You can check out more about what we do on our website, jexo.io.
And the links for the sources of the topics we're going to go through today and discuss are all in the description below. So before we kick off, a couple of announcements to make, exciting ones. We have guest presenters again. As of next week, the next 3 Mondays, we're going to have guest presenters. They're all anonymous at the moment. We're going to reveal every single week who's going to join us. And so looking forward for that. The second piece of news is gonna take a second here for silence for this one.
What's going on? Why?
So on 13 December will be our last Monday coffee session.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Like
of this
forever?
year.
Oh, okay.
Of this year. Tricked you all a bit. So this is the last session of this year. We're going to take a mini holiday over December, and we'll be back on 10th of January. So after this session today, there are 4 more Mondays to go. Then we'll go on a tiny bit of a break. And then on 10th of January, we'll retake the Monday coffees. I think it's good for us to have a bit of a break over the holidays. And also, I don't think there's going to be much to report over Christmas holidays. Everyone's taking time off and such. So
Very much true. Maybe we can report on a Christmas turkeys, but that's going to be kind of it.
We can do a Christmas special on 13th the 13th December, that Monday.
Yeah, we should do that. Okay, so let's start with some actual news. So there's some exciting improvements to Bitbucket Cloud. Old blue vertical navigation is changing to the horizontal one, which is going to be wide, and it's going to be very similar to what you already have in other Atlassian products like Jira and Confluence, so it's unifying the experience. This change will be enabled on 17 November, but if you are not ready for new navigation yet, then don't worry, there's an option to switch to the old one in the labs settings. So Biro, what do you think about this? I guess you're a big fan of the animation in this post, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of like that. I think we should do a bit more of that for our new features as well. I like these kind of morphing animations. But I also think on the other side, I think that's great, the fact that Bitbucket is changing. Probably there will be people that might get a bit frustrated by the change because the menu changes, positioning of everything. But I personally think it's a great way forward. At the end of the day, it's an Atlassian product, and you want familiarity. You want to be able to adopt the product as fast as you can. And if you're familiar with Jira and Confluence and so on, it will be easier for you to understand how to navigate Bitbucket if you're new to Bitbucket. And I've seen that they're doing quite a bit of that, this kind of standardization of the navigation and the UI across all of the products, including Opsgenie and so on.
It's actually making it more similar to server navigation. So, yeah. Actually good news, I would say.
Yes.
So what's the next one?
So Jacob from Atlassian has set out to understand migration from server to cloud challenges and get feedback from Atlassian admins. He's inviting all Atlassian Server Admins of companies under 1,000 employees to a one-to-one Zoom call to cover several migration examples and give feedback. This call should be around 45 minutes, so fill in the survey if you're keen to help define the future of migration, to quote Jacob, and also if you want some cool swag to go with it.
Oh yeah, there are some really cool socks on the Atlassian shop, so I would definitely want that. Unfortunately, can't attend this one, so I need to wait for the next. Yeah.
Too bad you're not an admin of a server apps.
Indeed. Okay, so there's some good news announced last week for enterprise cloud customers. So the first set of activity logs is being launched, and you will have the ability to see who accessed sensitive data, to conduct security investigations, or to meet compliance needs. Activity logs are there to track user actions in the Atlassian products and are the addition to already existing organization admin events that are in Jira right now. If you are an enterprise cloud customer with needs to track user actions or solution partner, it's definitely worth going through this post so you can see the planned improvements in the future to these activity logs and also access documentation and APIs.
No, that's really good. I'm glad that this is coming, and I'm also aware there are probably going to be more of these enterprise improvements. They're really good for to increase the adoption of enterprise. All right, so Bitbucket is planning to enable you to run pipelines and pipeline steps outside their cloud servers and on your own Windows servers. This is an interesting feature to me because I don't know much about Windows servers and the whole ecosystem, and it looks like this feature has been a very popular one. So this post is to announce the early access program. If you're running Windows servers and interested in testing this new feature, do sign up, and you'll also be invited to a private online group to raise bugs, improvements, and discuss the feature further.
Indeed, so that's another good news for the customers of the Bitbucket this week after the navigation change.
Second one, yeah.
So let's go to the article of the week. And what else could it make as the article of the week this time than the State of Teams Report 21? There was a lot of buzz around this report last week on social media and different news channels. State of Teams report is a survey taken by 1,500 working professionals in US and Australia, and it looks at the different team health indicators to assess team engagement, performance, climate, and sustainability. Atlassian created this landing page to make it easier to go through the survey results, but you can still download them on the bottom of this page. In general, data shows that hybrid and remote teams report to have a better team health than teams that are in the office only. But further you find out that location of the teams might not be the main contributing factor as much as team culture, ceremonies, leadership, and transparency. I can really recommend going through this report. There are also great resources linked in the end of this page that are really nice and worth going through. Just a side note, I actually noticed that this is the second time we are talking about Teams health indicators on Monday Coffee with Jexo. A few weeks ago, we were mentioning a survey that was focused on how you assess team health and what tools are you actually using. So I'm going to do a little prediction here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some new features related to team health reports appearing in the Atlassian products.
Oh yeah, that might happen. That's probably a really good prediction.
Pretty much looks like that.
Yeah. I also think a lot of the stuff that's in the report makes sense. I also think one of the most important thing is people tend to think that improving things in your organization, well-being, and so on, it's a silver bullet type of thing. It's not. If you allow your team to work remote or give them 4 days a week or such, that's not going to solve all of your problems. It is important. Culture is important. Leadership is important. Transparency, and so on. So I think people need to start understanding that it's not just about giving these perks. It's about your culture as well, and how you look at your team and the world in general. Yeah, anyways, just blabbering here. And I also really like that landing page. That landing page is pretty cool, and I think I must applaud Atlassian for their efforts into making these reports a bit more exciting and appealing to a larger audience. By having this landing page, you're basically inviting and attracting audience that might not necessarily download a PDF and read the whole thing. So yeah, well done with that page as well.
Oh, actually, the reports are just 2-pagers, so it's nothing difficult. Very similar to the landing page itself. So I would recommend.
Yeah, but again, it's the concept of, I'm gonna download a PDF. What's in there? It's a report. When you think about that, you might think about reading a ton of pages. Right. Okay. So last thing to quickly mention. We've been hard at work making all of our Jexo apps enterprise ready. So as of last week, our solutions are part of the Cloud Fortified program, achieving the highest of standards around reliability, security, and support. If you're unsure what Cloud Fortified is, I'd recommend you check out the Marketplace App Trust portal and read about how companies like ours operate and the programs we invest in, so that you can rest assured you're dealing with a reliable partner. I do promise you that once you understand a bit more about these app programs, you'll want to find solutions on the marketplace that have this Cloud Fortified badge. I know sometimes all of these badges can be a bit confusing.
There's actually a filter for that.
Yeah, and there's a filter for it as well. In addition to that, another piece of announcement, last week we also made all of our apps completely free for teams with up to 10 Jira users. So now you can use Foxley, Octo, Swanley with smaller teams at no cost for you. Or even test them out for a, let's say, larger period of time in a free Jira instance before moving to your larger one without having to worry about trial expiring and things like that. And also this is an early access program, having apps free up to 10 users. So yeah, look out at other apps in this program, and eventually this is gonna become available for other apps as well. So yeah, more benefit, more gain for the users out there.
Also, you can actually see what apps are free up to 10 users on the marketplace.
I don't think there's a filter for it just yet.
Oh, so you just need to go through every single app.
Yeah, so I mean, if you go to pricing tab, you can see if it says up to 10 users free and so on. So yeah.
It's also worth checking now when it's up to 10 users free, what's the pricing afterwards, because the page doesn't really say that. So if you're installing the app, it might be worth checking the further tiers as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that might come into play as confusing in the future, because the first thing you see on cloud apps that have a free tier up to 10 users is free, the word free in there. And, if you have 50 users, that's not going to be free. And, you might get a bit confused. You might think that you're installing an app that's completely free when in reality is free for 10 users, for up to 10 users like ours. So maybe that's a piece of feedback for Atlassian as well, to look into maybe showing the pricing tiers a bit more clear for users.
Yeah, and something to be careful about on our support as well. Yeah. So I guess that's about it for the news about the Atlassian, right, Biro? Yep. So I hope you enjoyed Monday Coffee with Jexo, whether you're watching us live or recorded later. Just a reminder, links for all the topics we discussed today are in the description, so don't forget to check them out. If you don't want to miss on any Atlassian news, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook. See you next Monday and have a great week.
Yeah, we'll see you next Monday with a secret guest. So stay tuned on social media. We'll do an announcement during this week on who's the secret guest. All right. See you. Bye.